good morning to all of our radio listeners and all of our viewers via Facebook Live or Von Radio's YouTube channel. We are here with you this morning for Youth on the Go, and it is the best time ever for me. Sorry, DeAndre, I went straight into my... but I am Zanella Claxton, alongside my co-host,
DeAndre Daniel.
and we are here this morning, and we are excited because it is December 1st. DeAndre,
Yeah.
what does December 1st mean?
It's a month of God's birth,
Mm-hmm.
and on the day that God was born, not God, Jesus. So on the day on which Jesus was born, we call Christmas.
Okay. So December is Christmas, the month that Christmas comes. It's a month in which we celebrate Jesus' birth. And some people like me get super, super excited for Christmas. I don't know, as soon as October hits, I start thinking about Christmas, and then by the time we get to December 1st, I'm overly excited. But I love December for that reason. I love the change in temperature. I love the decorations that go up. I love the various concerts. I just love December. I just love Christmas time. And so we're going to have a few things to focus on this morning in relation to Christmas and Christmas time. We're going to talk a bit about preparing for Christmas and, of course, giving you some safety tips. And I got some safety tips from some of the officers at the Charleston Police Station. They were giving them out yesterday. And so I'm going to share some of those tips with you so that they don't remain in my hands only, but we all get a chance to hear those tips and actually try to follow them as much as possible. This week, we would have seen persons preparing, children at schools are preparing for Christmas concerts. We had the semifinals for the football championship, and then next week we're seeing the Thinell Martin Cross Country Classic. I don't know if you remember, but Mr. Bramble came about 2 weeks ago, and he went through the routes for the Thinell Martin Cross Country Classic, and so we're going to see that event happening this week as well. It's December 4th, that's Tuesday. It starts at 9 a.m. and we'll have at 9 a.m. the primary schoolers, kindergarten through grade 2, grade 3 to grade 4, grade 5 to grade 6. And then at 2 p.m. we're going to have the high schoolers and the adults, the under 15, under 18, and then you're going to have an open category. And so that's the Thinell Martin Cross Country Classic happening this Tuesday, December 4th, 2018. Starting at 9 a.m. for the primary schoolers and 2 p.m. for the secondary school students. Last week also, DeAndre, we had a full house, and we missed you immensely, but the whole room was packed. We had some young ladies here with us from Tricalia's fun-filled camp, and they spoke about an upcoming event, and that event is happening this evening. And so, to start off, before we go into the Christmas talk, I want to remind everyone of the event this evening from Tricalia's Fun-Filled Camp. And I know it's still early in the show, so probably right after the break, we're going to give 2 tickets away, or maybe I'll give one just before the break and one after, and then we can go into Christmas. All right? So, Tricalia's Fun-Filled Camp will be hosting the first ever Miss Virtues pageant, and we will see 4 princesses, and that's tonight at 7:15 at NEPAC. Tickets will be on sale at the gate as well, so make sure that you get there on time so that you can get your tickets. We're going to give away 2 tickets this morning. I'm going to give one right now, just before the break, and if we have time, we'll do another before we get into the Christmas talk. But we want for everybody to go on out this evening and support the young ladies. They came, they spoke about their various virtues. They told us why those virtues were important. Miss Williams, who is the coordinator, she gave us an overview of what the camp does and, of course, the rationale behind the Tricalia's, the Miss Virtues pageant. And so we're going to give away 2 tickets on behalf of Tricalia's Fun-Filled Camp and the Miss Virtues Pageant Committee. And those tickets, the first ticket goes to the person. These are for children only. So if you're an adult, you won't be able to win this ticket. So please don't call if you are an adult. This ticket will go, these 2 tickets are for children, and we look forward to hearing you children as you call in and give us the answers for these 2 questions. Question number 1. Name the princesses and their virtues. Give me the names of the 4 princesses as well as the virtues that they represent. Once again, a ticket will be given away to the child who can tell us the names of the princesses and the virtues they represent. We talked last week about the importance of virtues, what they meant, how they contribute to building our country and our society. And Tricalia's Fun-Filled Camp is willing to give away a free ticket to the person who can name the princesses and tell us the virtues that they represent. I was very impressed with them as well, DeAndre. As I said, you weren't able to be in studio with us last week, and we missed you. But I was impressed with them because they were very young. They were very young, but they were confident for most part. And I want to take this opportunity as well to applaud Miss Tricia Williams for spearheading this event, for coming up with this event, and for following it through. And I always believe that when we have young people who have dreams and visions and they attempt to pursue them, we're supposed to support them. And so I encourage once again all of you to support this venture. Support it, support not only Miss Williams and her team, but support the children who will also be representing the various virtues. We talk a lot about our morals are not what they're supposed to be. Children are not as polite and kind, and all of those virtues that we talk about that are lacking in our society, or that we're seeing declining or disappearing. And so this morning and this evening, we want to encourage you to go out to support and to learn. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it as well. Support and learn more as we see the Miss Virtues, the first annual Miss Virtues pageant. Okay, I'll repeat the question, and after I've repeated the question, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. I know that somebody out there knows the name of the princesses and the virtues they represent. Once again, the name of the princesses and the virtues they represent. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Wonderful. Do you have the names of the princesses who will be competing this evening and their virtues?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Let's hear them.
Shaquana, Ijeda,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Respect, Kenza Daniel, Miss Patience, Javontia Brown, Miss Peace, and Jalisha Christopher, Miss Honesty.
Okay, what's your name?
Zane Moving.
Zane Moving. Zane, guess what? You are going to the Miss Virtues pageant tonight for free.
Yay!
Congratulations, Zane. All right. Now, is your mommy close by, or she's hearing us?
Yes.
Okay. Tell her to, Miss Moving, take this number down. You can call Miss Williams to get your ticket. You can call her anytime and find and arrange collection of your ticket. Her number is 669-9862. I'll repeat, 669-9862.
Okay, thank you.
Zane, I'm going to see you tonight at the Miss Virtues pageant, okay? Make sure you come and say hi. Okay, bye. All right, so We have one winner. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to give away a second ticket for the Miss Virtues pageant this evening.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners and our viewers via Facebook Live and YouTube. We want to welcome you to another edition of Youth on the Go, where we don't just bring you the sunshine, we bring you the entire sun. Even when it's a little bit chilly outside, we still bring you the sun. And so we look forward to a wonderful rest of our show this morning, as well as the rest of the weekend. I am Zanella Claxton, and alongside my co-host,
DeAndre
Daniel. And we are here this morning. We've given away one ticket so far to Miss Zane Moving, and she will be going to the Miss Virtues pageant this evening. And we, of course, will see her there. And we have one more ticket to give away. Remember, these tickets are for children. And so adults, please allow the children to call in. Ticket number 2. The question is, what is the name of the school that all of the princesses attend? So give us the name of the school in which all the princesses attend. So they all go to the same school. DeAndre missed that as well, but obviously from the question, they all attend the same school. So if the callers can tell us which school they attend, we will be able to give away that second ticket.
I have an idea.
You have an idea, but we can't share, because that means that we're going to forfeit the whole competition. All right? We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, and you're a child, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Do you know the name of the school?
Ivor Walters Primary School.
Okay, wonderful. So the students attend the Ivor Walters Primary School. What is your name?
Rajon Fifield.
Rajon Fifield. Rajon, I'm going to give you a number and have your mommy or daddy call this number so that they can collect your ticket, okay?
Yes.
669-9862. 669-9862. And the person who will answer will be Miss Tricia Williams, and she will get you your ticket. Okay, she might be in the vicinity of NEPAC for most of the day, but give her a call and find out where she is, okay? All right, congratulations to Rajon and Zane. They both won tickets to the Miss Virtues pageant this evening, and we are hoping that the general public goes out and supports this venture. As I said, it is the brainchild of Miss Tricia Williams, and I think that whenever our young people come up with different events and activities, especially ones which are positive, we should support them and go out in our numbers. And so we're expecting a huge turnout this evening for the first ever Miss Virtues pageant, hosted by Tricalia's Fun-Filled Camp. All right. So, our virtues, one last time: respect, peace, patience, and honesty. Okay? All right. So, at the beginning of the show, we talked about this being our very special favorite time. Melissa, you ready for us? We are ready. Okay, it's my all-time favorite song, and my all-time favorite time of year because of all of the various activities that are happening, and our children are preparing. I know that some of them are learning their poems. DeAndre, what are you doing for this season? What are you going to be doing? What are preparations looking like? Maybe you don't get as excited as I do.
Wait, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe boys just show their excitement a little bit differently.
Last year, it wasn't that fun because when it was Christmas, the weather was bad.
Weather was bad.
Yeah, it was just cloudy and dark.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't. Well, like the gift that I got though.
Yeah, I know.
But the weather just messed up the whole thing. It was just dark and the whole sky cloudy. Like 2 seconds it's gonna rain, then it's gonna stop, then it's gonna rain again. But this year, I have different plans for Christmas because I have to do a science project for a science fair to come in February. I'm starting it this early because I'm the only one working by myself.
Oh.
Because like how they're in St. Kitts and I'm in Nevis, yeah. And then Taiki goes down to St. Kitts with me, right? I was asking if me and him could work because the two of us live in Nevis, but they said no because if you're in one, for instance, you're Taiki. You're in your class doing some work, and our science teacher said, "Okay, come and do your project."
He's in a different class.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to leave his class, come down by me, and then when his teacher says I have to leave my class to be,
that wouldn't work.
So that's what she said. No. So the science fair is on Valentine's Day.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's a lot of love. A love for science.
yeah. So the teacher is a chocolate holic. Yeah.
So you're gonna make a project about chocolate?
No.
Oh no.
She loves chocolate. I'm telling you, you'd give her a chocolate, just one chocolate, just one, just one, and then she'll get a bag, and then when you see the bag, it's like
full.
This big,
Okay, you have to be watching to see DeAndre's this big.
Big garbage bags, those big black garbage. It's like this going up there and it's coming back. I'm like, you could have eaten those chocolates and you made me bring a chocolate to add to your chocolate collection.
Oh, she has a chocolate collection.
Yeah, she said, class, I have something to tell you. I'm a chocolate holic. And I said, what does that mean? She means that someone likes. I said, oh,
a lot. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So she said at the end of the science fair, she'll be celebrating with chocolates. Everybody here said, yeah, and then she said, no, not for you, for me. I'm celebrating for myself. But she always jokes like that. She said, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, do you have any idea yet what area you're going to focus on?
I wanted to do the invisible ink, but that's a model.
Oh.
You know what? I'm trying to sound it's science. It's you see when you have 3 volcanoes, right? You throw vinegar in all of them. You throw soap, the same amount in all of them, and then when you get the baking soda, you throw a lot in this and a little bit, But I was thinking of doing that, but somebody already did it last year, and somebody wants to do it this year again.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I went online, I was looking for, and I saw something that said the invisible ink. So I looked it up, and it says you throw lime in this type of container, you get this paintbrush, you pour it on the paper, you get this a candle or LED light. A UV light. You shine it like the heat. When you put heat on it, it lights up like a greenish
that's
yellowish
cool.
color.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I can't do that because that's a model. You're not changing anything or you're not mixing anything like that.
Yes. But maybe you can look at, and I don't know, do some more research because you can look at how you can manipulate. Maybe you can make the ink brighter or more pronounced if you put in more of this product.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
what I was
and lighter
thinking.
if you put in less, so that you have variation. So if you put, or maybe if you don't put any of this particular thing in, you won't get anything at all.
That's what
and then if you put a little bit in, it gets a light print. When you put LED light, you can barely see. But then if you put in how much ever amount, then it allows you to get much more. I don't know. That's me brainstorming live on air since we've never discussed this. But that's something that you can look at if that's something you, and if you're into sports, there are many other activities you can do in science related to sports. How many your body's reaction to different exercises, or if you're into Um, you can make candles and I don't know, you're not into that, I see. But I'm just thinking of even plant growth, more sunlight, less sunlight, more water, less water. So there are very varying things that you can.
Yeah,
can
because
look into.
when I went to a science fair in St. Kitts, this
Uh-huh.
girl had this big bottle, a jug,
Mhm.
and then she had some plants growing around, and then she had some pipes
Mhm.
leaking down to the
Oh,
plants.
she did a hydroponic.
Yeah, I remember that hydroponic,
Hydroponic,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and then the water be at the bottom, then it would soak up the water again, and then go around. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
I saw one in St. Lucia earlier this year, and they made ice cream, different kinds of ice cream, varying. If you put it, it gets, it's more firm. If you put in whatever, it's less firm. If you put in, and they had different levels based on the process of making the ice cream and how much of each ingredient you put in. And usually, if you want to manipulate one ingredient, put in more of this and less of that. That would help you a lot too in a science fair. So I think that is a great idea. And then if you want to look at the robotics end of it, but I think that's a little bit different because you'd have to learn a programming language for robotics. But robots are also good for a science fair. But if you want to work with things that you already have, you can look at even food. How would a macaroni pie, what if putting in extra of this or less of that make a macaroni pie? The consistency different, and what is the reason for that? Why does it hold together well when you put in this, but it doesn't hold together if you don't put it in at all? If you cook a regular macaroni and just throw it in the pan, is it going to hold as well as if you put? You understand what I'm saying? So run some of those ideas by your teacher. You don't necessarily have to do something that everybody else has done, but you can, like you said, you can do some more research and see what's out there. But I kind of like the invisible ink.
Yeah, because like if you're putting lime,
Mm-hmm.
you could like throw in a little bit of water. Then the next one you throw
A
in
lot.
like a lot of water. Then the other one you throw in a medium of water, and then you see which one prints out more.
Yes.
I was thinking about that too.
So the water might be the difference, or maybe the amount of lime might be the difference. So you might put a whole jug of water and a touch of lime. So, and you could do both. You could manipulate the water and then come back and manipulate the lime, and see what the outcome is.
I had a next idea, but
Mhm.
that was someone else's idea.
Really? What was it?
Yeah. It was like how filters could clean the water. Like
Mhm.
so, like should have 5 filters, and then she'll put amount of dirt in each filter, and see how fast each filter cleans the water, and it's the same speed of filter, but see how fast the filters clean the water.
Or you can use different filters with different sizes of a strainer kind of feel. Some has the ones with the small holes will go probably, my hypothesis, it'll probably go slower because if the holes are finer. And then the bigger the holes, the faster it cleans. Because as the more debris comes, but then you could also measure to see which one cleans the best, because the one with the finer holes is going to be slower to pass through, but it will take away most of the sediments, so you will end up with a purer looking, cleaner water than for the one that has the big holes that will allow certain of the larger particles to pass through.
You don't know, I don't even know how a filter looks.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, you could
but-
think of it like I'm thinking of it not necessarily a filter, but thinking of it like even a strainer. You know, the strainer that
been
you use.
To those aquarium when they have like these bubbles coming up, is that the filter?
The filter usually has holes. Something like, I would call it like a strainer for our purposes right now. You know, when you're making your lime juice, your lemonade, and you squeeze the lime
Into the thing for the, okay, yeah.
it takes off, it
The
separates
seeds.
it separates the pulp and the seeds, and it allows the juice only to pass.
The pulp is those like squishy things
Yes.
that has in the juice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it allows those to. It doesn't allow those. But then if you use a one with big holes,
Yeah,
it would
that's
allow
true.
the pulp to slip through, but it wouldn't allow the seeds to pass through. And so, especially you change the size of the holes, you change what is allowed to pass through, as well. So that's something to think about, because you can get mesh wire from TVC and make your own strainer.
You're
and
always thinking about that.
and pass through different things and that kind of thing. Or they sell them at different sizes of holes, and you could just pass different things through them and see what would be allowed and what purifies or cleans the water better. But we're going to take a short break, DeAndre, and we'll be right back.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the Powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past this quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's youth on the go. Youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners and our viewers via our Facebook Live and Von Radio's YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio, where every Saturday morning we try to bring you as many things as we can that are related to our young people here on Nevis. I am Zanella Claxton alongside my co-host
DeAndre Daniel.
DeAndre. It's the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to send back over to Melissa for a very special announcement.
Good morning. It's the 1st of December. Yay!
I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. Good morning once again, and we say happy Saturday to Mrs. Cambridge, Paris Cambridge there in London, England. Hi, Lee. Good morning to you. Good morning to your lovely, beautiful children and your loving husband. And good morning to the rest of the family, your mom, your dad, all of you guys there in London, England, your friends as well who are supporting you during this time. We say good morning, happy Saturday to you from all of us here at the Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse, our extended family, Zanella, Auntie Vanny, and all of those people. And of course, we want to give a shout out to your sister here in Nevis, who is keeping everything together right here while you're out there, you know, trying to get better. So good morning to you and all of your family and friends from all of us here at Von Radio.
Awesome. All right, Melissa.
You're ready for that song? Oh, okay. Here we go.
I ask my mom for a bicycle, so when I'm out to play, then ride my bike around the block, having fun all day. But mommy said if I'll be nice and get good grades in school, Santa will bring me a bike and lots of candy too. From Christmas Eve until Christmas morning, I wait for Santa and he never dropped in. Why didn't Santa come for Christmas? Why didn't he ever pass away? The richest girls and boys, they get lots of toys. We the poorest ones ain't getting none.
My mommy spoke to Santa Claus last season on the phone. He promised that he would come by if she stayed home alone. But Daddy came to spend the night and eat some cherry pie. Oh, Santa
Our kids, you gotta try to understand. When I came and I landed for the first time, Tyrone and Akeem attacked me. They tried to slay jack me. And what happened now is that when we tried to make the fans get away, Rudolph sprained his left hoof. I mean the right one. And nevertheless, it was difficult for me to make it too because one of the elves put a laxative in my shoe. So that's another problem I had. You see, children, it seems them 8 troopers never pull me over and arrest me and take me bag of toys. I would have made it. But why haven't I changed my clothes so they didn't identify me? But you know what? Next Christmas I'll make up for it. Definitely.
All right. Okay, so that was a little bit. I always like that one just because it has so many funny little stories in it. Why didn't Santa come for Christmas? But sometimes our focus isn't in the right area. And DeAndre, I was thinking, why is it that we're always thinking about what we can get? I mean, for most children, it's always, I want this, I want that. It's always about what they want for Christmas. But this morning we want to encourage you and give you some advice and some tips as to how you can think about what you can give for Christmas. DeAndre, have you thought about what you can give for Christmas?
Yeah.
Not necessarily to persons, especially in your household, but give to the general community. Have you thought about that? No. Most children don't think about that. And so we're going to talk a bit about what we can give. You can give, first of all, of your time. And I know while I'm talking, DeAndre will come up with ideas and he can share with us as we go along. But you can give of your time. Most of you will be on Christmas break. You won't have school. I know you'll be at home playing video games and being on your tablets and you're on your phones and you're on WhatsApp all day. And it's really crazy because really you're taking away all your parents' money trying to support that tablet and phone habit. But this is a good time for you to think about what you can give. You can give of your time. And so I encourage you to volunteer. You know, that's always been my song and dance. I encourage you to volunteer. Go out and help somebody in the neighborhood. That's what you can give for Christmas. It doesn't cost you any money. It doesn't cost you your parents any money. But you go out and give and really invest your time. You can go to the nursing home. Some of you might get together with friends and do caroling. If you can sing or you like to sing, you can go around and sing to persons in your neighborhood. Keep the Christmas cheer going. Please do that safely though, so make sure if you're going in the evening, have an adult with you so that you can be safe. What else do you think we can give for Christmas? In terms of our time, sorry. Or anything at all.
I have one safety tip.
You have a safety tip. The safety tips are coming up next quarter. So if we can hold off the safety tips until after the following break, it'll be good. We're just talking about what we can give this Christmas. So your time. And one of the things that families often forget as well is that doing activities together during this Christmas season, the parents, you'll be able to teach your children how to give. I know everybody's in a super hustle trying to get enough money to buy gifts for their children. They work extra shifts. They do more just to make sure that their children have a beautiful, wonderful Christmas. But I want you to take some time out and even have your children help you buy a gift for somebody else. Maybe a next door neighbor, maybe a child who's in their class so you know might not have as much. Let your children realize, okay, this year instead of 5 gifts for you, we're going to give you 4, and we're going to together buy something for someone else. You can also contact the Department of Social Services or any of the schools and ask the counselors if there's anything you can give to a student in need, even if it's a little food basket or something along that line to a family in need for Christmas. Yes, DeAndre.
We have, at my school, right, every Christmas we get, like, families to deal with. This year we only have 2 families. Last year they had 10 families. Wait, they had 4, then they had 10. So we had 1, then they gave us 2. Meaning, like, we have to bring things to school, like food and so because the mom, she's disabled. She can't walk. She can't speak properly. She has 3 children. There are a 6-year-old. She's a girl. There's a 10-year-old girl, and there's a 13-year-old girl. Those
So
are
3
the 2
girls.
children, yeah. So they have, like, they don't have anything like we have now because, like, how their mom can't really do enough things because, like, how she's
Disabled.
like and she's old age, but they're still going to school though because they're sitting saying kids if they're not going to school they could get locked up.
Not
that-
saying it's actually federally you're supposed to be in school.
Yeah, that's what my teacher told me. I said, teacher, so how are they going to school? And the teacher said, oh, if they don't go in school, their parents also could get locked up. I said, oh.
Yes, you have to go to
Because
school.
I'm like,
Compulsory education.
before I started school, before I started primary school, I said, Mom, you can't homeschool? I said, Mom said, no, nobody even asked me. No. I said, okay. So we brought in some gifts, like we brought in some food stuff. We brought in some like things that can't expire. So we brought in like macaroni. We brought in cans of foods. Some of us, we brought in cans of foods. We brought in milk. Like we brought in like. I brought this type of rice you could heat up in the microwave and it cooked like you just add in a little water and then the water would soak up into
So
the
you're
rice.
going to do food baskets mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like it comes with this bowl. The rice is in the bowl. It shows you how far up to fill the put in
And
the
then you
water.
cook it.
Yeah, when you put it in the microwave, it cooks. It has in chicken, bacon, and what's it called? I forgot to think of.
Broccoli.
I think it's like broccoli and carrots.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
that. But it's like yellow rice. It's like,
Okay,
you know,
that's
the yellow
nice.
rice. Yes, seasoned rice. I said, well, I like, because my father gave me it, but like, I already forgot about that because, you know, my mom cooks like not every Sunday, but my grandmother cooks on Sundays.
You're going all into your mom's business right now.
No, she cooks on Sundays like other people. Other people don't
Yeah,
cook
everybody
on Sunday.
cooks on
Yeah, and then I get lunch for the rest of the week,
Yeah.
mostly. So, we're supposed to bring out, like, we have groups in the classroom. So there's a group for 6, a group for 13, and a group for 10. I'm in the group for 10. It goes with the house colors. So I'm in the group for 10. So I have to find like a gift to give the girls. So we already brought them the foods. So on Monday,
You have to buy gifts.
yeah, we're like gonna wrap the foods in like we're gonna separate the foods, and then teacher said that if you're buying a gift, you have to put the age and the gender of the person, just like. Because I kind of like have one thing for 6 and a half for. So she said 4 gifts for each because my class and the other class are working with the family. So like from my class, one child's gonna get 2 gifts, and from the other class, the same child is gonna get another 2 gifts. So the mother and the 3 daughters are gonna get 4 gifts. So I have an idea what I could bring for the mother, but I haven't have an idea what I could bring for the 13-year-old yet. But I'm happy that the school is doing that.
Yes.
Going
So will
around
you
with
get
these,
will you get a chance to meet the family,
um
or will the students never get to meet?
yeah, they go on a bus and they go to the family's house and then they deliver the gifts.
Nice.
Yeah, because our school has 2 school buses. You know those big coastal
Yes,
buses. Yeah,
yes.
that take you places. So we go on one of those buses and then we go to the place and
That's
it's
nice.
like I feel bad because I'm saying like we could buy them a flashlight because they're saying that one time last year they went to a house and they like he's sleeping on a bed of springs, you know those springs. There's no covering
Yes,
from the
for sure.
springs,
Yeah.
and like they have
Sponge.
no electricity, no nothing. When she said no electricity, I'm just thinking if I could just buy 2 flashlights, you know those small flashlights. Yeah, buy 2 flashlights.
But for the children though, little girls always love a 6-year-old will always love, a little doll or a little.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're working with the 13-year-old, so I have to like.
Oh, you're doing 13
Yeah.
year old.
So like we have a girl in our group.
Does she love? Did they tell you what she likes to do? For example, if she likes to read. or
No,
if
she didn't tell us that.
Well,
She
that would
just
be
told
good information to have.
She's like, we have a girl in our group, right? And then the teacher said, okay, who wants to be the leader? Everybody said the girls. Because if it was boys, we'd say, yeah, us, because we know
Yes.
what they want.
Yeah.
But
The girls will help you to
Yeah.
figure it out. Yes, I understand. So how is that experience going through that in terms of your learning and helping you to grow? How has that been?
Because it's been good, because when I said, Mom, can I get some food, groceries to carry to school? And she's like, Deandra, why do you need groceries to carry to school? I said, it's because some poor people and we need to deal with those poor people. She said, oh, Deandra, tell me that then. And then I'm like, you pack this big bag. She packed this big bag. I was like, okay, mommy. Because, like, my mommy likes to support those, like, poor people because they
causes.
know, my mom, she knows that they have nothing. Because we have all the privileges.
Well, you have some privileges. Privileges. Privilege.
Yeah, you know the word. Because like we could drive, go places. We have AC. We have phone.
And people
because,
don't
like,
have that.
Yeah, because like her daughters would be at school. Something happened. They want to call her mom. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, saying get hello, mommy. I need something to eat. You know, see? Because like.
But you take that for granted, though, DeAndre. You that's for you. It's normal. That's
Kind
like
of.
yeah, it's normal.
Yeah, because everybody already
Everybody
get used
does
to
that.
that.
Yeah. But
But,
there are
like-
still people who don't get that privilege, like
Yeah.
you said. They can't pick up
Have
a cell
a watch
phone.
on your hand, like I'm looking at. Yeah.
They don't have a watch. They don't. Some of the children, the little ones, they don't have dolls. They don't have crayons and coloring books. They don't. There are still people who have those challenges and those difficulties.
You know, I was thinking, right, to buy them a phone.
that might be a little bit expensive for your mom.
I mean me, like when I grew up.
Oh, you get older, yeah.
I was thinking that.
Well, we'll see as time goes. But I'm glad, I'm happy that your school is doing this because it gives you a chance to start thinking towards giving.
And thinking about those
And thinking
poor
about
people
other
on
people,
the road, yeah.
other persons, and how can you support and help other persons. And like you said, there are certain things that you have that you take for granted, and those other persons don't have them. So I think that I want to say kudos towards that attempt. I know that when I taught in Texas, it was the same thing. Every Christmas, the students got a chance to work towards helping somebody, and they always got the opportunity to. It was exciting because even though they had their own struggles, they also were able to help somebody else. And sometimes, you might have $5 and you give somebody 2 out of the $5, but at least you gave something.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I want people your age to understand this Christmas. It's not about just making a big list of everything that you want. That it's more about how can you invest in somebody else, because somebody would have invested in you. Your grandparents, your parents, your cousins, your uncles, somebody's giving you things, and there are people out there who don't get that privilege and don't get that opportunity. Sometimes by their choice, they made poor choices. Their parents made poor choices. But because their parents made poor choices doesn't mean that children should have to suffer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because sometimes I was just thinking about how we get to drink clean water, bathe in clean water, and some people even take that because I was watching this video, this man, he had enough money to buy 2 houses, right? And then there were this one ant in the water, and people said that ant is healthy for you. That's what the dentist telling me. So, and I'm saying he threw away the whole gallon of water, and
For one ant.
yeah, and then he had an upstairs room, and then there's a man on the it's a tall building, and he's on the mid floor, and there's a man, a poor man down there sitting, and then he still there was some water, rainwater coming down the road, and he always had this bucket
To catch it.
Yeah, to catch the water. But every time he catches the water, there's some kind of dirt because it comes off the roof and then it goes in the bucket. So he has to drink that. And I'm saying, how could this man not come downstairs? If he doesn't want the water with the ants, why don't he come downstairs and says, hey, I'll give you this water, but just not telling you that there's one ant in it, but I'll give you this water. Because if somebody tell me that, I wouldn't care about the ant.
Especially if you're drinking
yeah,
water
I would
with
drink
dirt
the
in it.
ants to you though.
No, but especially if you have water with dirt in it coming from
Yeah.
a drain or a roof or something that has other debris in it, and that's all you have. And I think sometimes, that's why I said sometimes, and that man who threw away the water, all he saw was that that water had an ant in it.
Yeah.
He didn't see that somebody else could get that. And I want you as children, I want you as young people to start thinking about others. Instead of tossing out something that I don't want this anymore and just leaving it there, you can give it to somebody else. And sometimes you have trucks and cars, you know, you outgo your toys sometimes, and there's somebody else who can benefit. Just, you know, wipe them up neatly and give them to them. And I want children to understand that.
I want to add something to that too, because there was this man giving, like, he's poor, and then, like, for instance, you have a shop, a hot dog shop, and I have nothing. Every day the man sees him, he's not, I'm not asking you for anything. I'll just walk past your shop, and then he'll say, okay, come for this hot dog. Every day he does that.
Wow.
And then, and when sometimes when he does give him a hot dog, he gives him like $10, $5 with that hot dog. So one day the man came back, and you know, the man who had the shop didn't know that was the man.
Really?
And you know, he started crying because he cut his hair, he
Got
got
the
some
fixed
good
up.
clothes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then he gave him back $100. The man that he gave him everything, gave him back what the poor man who was poor gave the hot dog man $100. I'm like,
Wow.
that, like, look all that benefits. You give something and something comes
It
back
come back to
around
you.
and give you.
And
then,
sometimes
like,
a different person who gives it to you.
yeah, and then, like, I'm saying that man must be feeling proud of himself for giving this man, because they're like, you know, I'm like, homeless people have those beard,
you
right?
can't see that.
He hair nice.
He got
and on.
he probably was going through a rough patch.
Yeah, have on
and then
some good clothes.
he
I'm
got-
like,
he got back on
I'll
his
be
feet.
proud of that too, you know.
Yeah, I will be proud too, and that's the kind of feeling. You see how
Yeah,
when
I
you're
like
talking about
those
it,
feelings.
your face lights up. That's what we want for all people, the young people your age, children younger than you, older than you, that they should understand the joy of giving this Christmas. I know, as I said, I'm excited about December, but for me, it's always about how can we help somebody else? How can we make it a better Christmas for somebody else? Sometimes you have to deny yourself of something that you want to make it better. We talked about security, and we're almost out of time, but I said that I got some security tips, but you said you had a tip that you wanted to share, DeAndre. I don't remember if you if you remember your tip.
I have one tip. You need to baby-proof your Christmas tree. Because, you know, I have a little cousin, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, Mommy, let's go put up the Christmas tree. Mommy said no, because she, like, everything she sees, and if it's colorful, and if, like, something that could fit in her mouth,
Yeah,
she would eat it, yeah. So I'm like, I just got this thing, when you said safety, I just thought of it. Like, a baby just walks into the living room, take off the thing off, you know, the way
You start eating it.
no,
Yeah.
take off the thing off the thing, and then he put it in his mouth, then he drops it, it breaks, he take up a glass, and then, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes, so make sure that, yes, you have...
Make sure they hang on the tree tightly.
And up higher than they can
Yeah.
reach. Sometimes that you have to change your decoration of your
Yeah.
tree a bit just to suit. Or some persons get this cute little fence, plastic
Oh,
fence,
those, yeah.
and fence
I know
around the
those.
tree, so that the babies can't make it
keep out
around the
everybody.
tree. Yeah,
Nothing the babies, everybody.
everybody.
Because,
But
like, I would go, and, like, Mama said, okay, then enjoy your Christmas. 12 o'clock. Going out there to get me gift.
yeah, but some parents put them up early so that it's up for the whole Christmas season, so that babies don't get, like you said, because they pick at everything, they pull everything, and some parents choose not to put a tree up until the children can understand the
Yeah,
significance.
that's what my mom did it last year, but like, oh, she has the baby today now, she's not gonna do it. She was gonna do it,
But then
but I
there's
said,
safety.
yeah, she said, DeAndre, I can't do it because you're not college. You're fast and everything. You're pretty in the morning.
Yes, yeah. So it's not safe, and that's a very, very, very good tip. For those of you who, the adults and children, make sure that you lock up your homes properly at night. Because persons will be trying to get some extra money, and some people will do it illegally. Even though we hope that they don't do that. Please make sure that you lock your doors as best you can, and put on your extra bolts if you need to. Make sure that you keep your lights on outside your homes, so that, or if you have any light bulbs that need replacing, replace those light bulbs so that your lights are on, that your neighbors can see around your home, and that kind of thing. Just in case any strangers come around, you'll be able to easily identify them. if you can make sure that you have your windows, especially those windows that pull up, make sure that you lock them, because that's an easy way for people to enter.
Yeah, they just
as
push
well.
up mirror fencing, and
Yeah.
the whole body could fit through those windows.
Yes.
But I don't have to have the screw windows, those like
It's a little bit more difficult to get
Yeah.
into. Yes. Try to make sure that you know where you put down your purse and your keys and things like that, because some persons get a bit careless and they might just sit down and put their purse next to them, and then somebody kind of takes that they're not supposed to take. So make sure that you do that. Report all suspicious activities to the police. That's one of the tips that they gave to us. They said to always, as I said, lock your doors and windows before you go to bed, or you leave the house if you have to go out. We'll have lots of Christmas tree lightings going on. As I said, many activities for Christmas concerts. Make sure that you lock your homes properly, and try not to leave valuables in your car. This is one I learned when I lived in Texas as well. Don't leave your valuables in your car in a visible position. So imagine you just went to, let's say you just went to Best Buy and you shopped and shopped and shopped and shopped, and you left everything on the seat. Somebody might try to enter and break your car.
They said
And
now.
we are out of time, though.
Oh,
Yes.
they said that in America right now they have these kind of heat things. When they touch your window, it breaks the window and they could slip out.
They're
anything.
doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So it's illegal, and so please be safe. That's what we're trying to say, basically. Be safe. And we will come back to you next week. We're going to be off-site because next week is the Christmas Grand Market for the Methodist Church. So we're going to have that quiz that we have every single year. So we'll tune in next week from the Charlestown Methodist Church. See you then.
Show them all the beauty